So here, major application areas of the embedded system and purposes of the embedded system we are going to discuss today. And as we already know, embedded system is a application specific and domain specific, and it is only used for a specific application and a specific domain. One embedded system for one application. Okay. And if you design an embedded system for a specific domain or a specific application, you can't use it for another application or another domain. You can't use it for that. So here are some of the application areas. The examples we are going to discuss regarding the embedded system. First one is the consumer electronics, and under this application area, we can consider camcorders, cameras, etc. The next one is household appliances. We already know that in our daily life, we may come across these appliances. I mean, these devices like television, DVD player, washing machine, fridge, microwave oven, and etc. And third application area of the embedded system we can consider as the home automation and security system, like air conditioners, sprinklers, intruder detection alarms, fire alarms, and secured television cameras, like that you can consider. And automotive industry like anti-lock braking system, engine control, and automatic navigation system. These are comes under this application area. Next, in the telecommunication area also, we can use these application specific embedded systems, cellular telephones, telephone switches, and routers. Next application area is the computer peripherals like printers, scanners, fax machines, and computer networking systems like where the multiple number of computers are connected over the network. And some of the examples under these application areas like network routers, switches, hubs, firewalls you can consider. In healthcare applications, we can consider the devices like embedded systems are CT scanner, ECG, EEG, and EMG, MRI, glucose monitor, blood pressure monitor. Okay, so if the device, for example, if you consider these ECG or glucose monitor, they are only used for that particular purposes only. You can't use to measure the BP levels using this glucose monitor, is that no? So one embedded system for one application. Next, under the measurement and instrumentation area, you can consider digital multimeters, digital CROs, logic analyzers like PLC systems, and are considered under this measurement and instrumentation application area. And banking and retail system, retail application area like automatic teller machines and currency counters, smart vending machines, cash registers. These are considered under this banking application area. And card readers is also one of the application area where embedded systems like barcode, smart card readers, handheld devices are used. So after this, we are going to discuss about a very important topic from this unit, that is the purpose of the embedded system. So any embedded system, if it is designed, it may come under that may use to serve the purpose of any one of or the combination of the following purposes, like purposes may be the data collection, data storage, data representation, and data communication, data processing, or signal processing, monitoring purpose or control purpose, and application specific user interface purposes. So if any embedded system is designed, once it is designed, it may come under any one of these purposes. So here, first purpose of the embedded system is data collection, storage, and representation. So before going that, what is the data? The data may be any one form. Yeah, maybe data, either it may be in the analog form or digital form. Okay, So the data may be a text data, it may be a video, or it may be image or electrical signal, or any other form of measurable quantity. Okay. So here, once the data is collected, after collection, these data that may be used for storage purpose, that may be used for any manipulations, or it may be also used to transmit the data from one place to another place. Okay. And these embedded system with analog data capturing technique collect data directly in the form of analog or converts these analog data into digital form. Okay, why? Because nowadays all the devices which are used to process this data are automatically digital devices only. So there should be some means to convert these analog data to digital. That's why we are using the analog to digital converters, which converts the data which is available in the environment in the analog form to the digital form. So that digital data only understood by the process which are used inside the embedded system as the core of the embedded systems. And that that data may also be available directly in the digital form. If it is available in the analog form, ADCs are used to convert that analog data to digital equivalent. If the data is directly available in the digital form, directly the digital data is captured without any additional interfaces like ADCs and directly given to the processing units inside the embedded system to perform the required operation. Okay. The collected data may be stored directly in the system or may be transmitted to other system, or it may be processed by some other system, or it may be deleted instantly after giving a meaning representation. The best example for collection of this data is digital camera. You can consider here. So digital camera, you already know it. What are the purposes of this digital camera? To collection of data is nothing but capturing the images or capturing the video, shooting the video, right? So it may be used for collection or capturing the data, or it may be used to store. We can be used to store. We can able to store the data in our digital cameras, right? Or it may be also, it can also be used for representing the data. So images are captured, and the captured images may be stored within the memory of the cameras. Digital cameras are having some memory, internal memory. We can be used to store that images which are captured by this digital camera. And this captured image may also be represented through LCD display, as we are seeing in this screen. It is representing, right? Using this LCD screens, LCD display units. So next purpose, second purpose of this embedded system is communication, data communication. So embedded data, once it is captured and it is collected, it may be used to transmit the data from one place to another place. That is called as data communication, communicating the data, transmitting the data, communicating the data. Okay. So these embedded data communication systems are also developed for these purposes. In this application, I mean, these application maybe ranges from complex satellite communication system to simple home route networking systems. Okay. So once the data is collected, it may be used to transmit the data from one place to another place. To show the path from one place to another place, routers are used. Okay. You can see here the example, wireless network router for data communication purpose. Okay, data processing or signal processing. Data collected by the embedded system may be used for various kinds of signal processing. Once the data is collected, it may be used for several purposes. Okay, several kinds of operations can be performed on the data, which can be transferred. You can be able to amplify it, or you can be able to reduce the strength, attenuate it, or you can be able to enhance it. It means improving the quality of that image, enhancing it. Okay, we might be able to add some more needed things to it. I mean, addition. Okay, for example, you can consider here processing of the data, processing of the signal. Hearing aid you can consider here as the best example. So what is the use of this hearing aid and what is the purpose of this hearing aid? No. So there's some deaf people, they can't be able to hear. So if we can be able to increase the signal strength, that means we can be able to amplify the signal so that they can be able to hear it. So it can be considered as the example for the signal processing or amplifying the signal. We are amplifying it. We are increasing the strength of the signal so that the deaf people can be able to hear it. So what are the parts of this one? No, microphones, digital signal processor and amplifier, receiver, battery, on what can be able to operate. Okay, so these are all the different parts of this hearing aid which can be considered as the example for this data processing. So next purpose of this embedded system is monitoring. So fourth purpose of the embedded system is monitoring. Okay, so all the embedded products coming under the medical domain may be used for these purposes. Okay, mainly for the monitoring purposes, we can use the devices which are used in the medical domain. Okay, why? Because continuous monitoring is required in the medical department. In healthcare applications, if you consider, the continuous monitoring is required. So for that purpose, some devices like ECG, you can see here best example we are consider is the electrocardiogram, which is used to monitor the heartbeat of the patient, which is not predictable, right? That is not predictable and not predefined. We need to continuously, that device need to continuously monitor the heartbeat of that patient, which is not predefined thing. So monitoring purposes means most of the devices which are used under the healthcare application or medical domain can be used for these purposes. They are only used for determining the state of the some variables which are using with some input devices like sensors. We already discussed that sensors are the input devices which are used to capture the data, and that data will be converted from one energy to one form of energy to another form and given to the embedded system. So with the help of the sensors which are connected to the patient, with the help of that sensors, as continuously the real-time signals will be given to the embedded system, and that will be displayed on the LCD display. Next purpose of the embedded system is the control purposes. So not only for the monitoring, not only for the processing operation, along with that, it can also be used. The embedded system are also be used for the controlling operations. The embedded system with control functionalities impose the control over some variables according to the input variables. So depending upon the input data, it controls some of the variables. The best example you can see here is the air conditioner. So for the air conditioner, what is the input device and what is the output device? If you consider, for example, this room temperature is 30 degrees. I want to reduce it from 30 degrees to 25 degrees. So what I need to do with the help of this remote, the input devices like IR sensors or the thermistors like temperature sensors, I'll adjust that. I'll adjust the input variables as 25 degrees. Okay, and according to the changes happening in the input variable, according to the changes happening in the input side, data given by the input sensors, the output device will be controlled. Means what is the output device in the case of air conditioner? Outdoor unit, that is the compressor is the output device. That output device is here which are we used for the embedded system is called as actuator. We already discussed it, right? Actuators are the output device. Here also we can see sensors are the input devices which are used for capturing the changes happening in the environment and the changes of the environment variables are measuring variables, whereas the actuators are the output devices that are controlled according to the changes happening in the input variables. According to the changes in the input variables, the output ports are the output devices are controlled. Okay. So in our example, the output device is the compressor. It is the outdoor unit which we are using for the air conditioner. No, that is the output device. According to the changes happening in the input device, that is the changes happening observed or captured by the input sensors, outdoor unit, that is the output device will be will work. Okay, so if you observe, the outdoor unit will start once if there is a changes or if there is a difference between the desired temperature and the room temperature. For example, desired temperature is 25 degrees and room temperature is 30 degrees. Until the room temperature become 25 degrees, the outdoor unit will on. After that, it will go to off. So after some time, again the outdoor unit will be again on. So if the temperature is increasing more than the 25 degrees, okay. So like that, change depending upon the changes or according to the changes happening in input variables, the outdoor unit will work. Output device will controlled. So like this, the embedded system may also be used for the controlling purposes along with the monitoring and processing. So next application area is the last application. One of the last purpose of the embedded system is application specific user interface. It is also one of the purposes for which the embedded systems are designed and developed. So these are the embedded systems. The best example, you can use it for the mobile phones. And these are the embedded systems with application-specific user interfaces, means which can be able to interface the user. The device can be able, if the user can be able to interface with the device through some interface, means the interface which establishes the communication between the device and the user, right? These are the embedded systems with application-specific user interfaces like buttons, switches, keypads, light bells, or display units. For example, if you are using the ATMs also, so the user interfaces you can see, and for entering the your PIN, or for entering the currency, how much currency you want, you need to enter it from where you want to deposit, or you want to deposit, you want to withdraw it from savings, everything you need to select, right? That is the user interfaces, which establish interfaces between the user and the device. Okay. Here you can also consider the ATM. Also, you can consider our mobile phones. If you consider the ATM, it is also having multiple embedded systems are combined together, and it forms a big embedded system, right? That also we discussed in the case of the characteristics of the embedded system. So mobile phone is an example for this. A mobile phone, the user interface is provided through the keyboard, through the system speaker, or the vibration alert, or the graphic LCD module. Okay, so these are all the graphical user interfaces. So here we discussed about six purposes of the embedded systems. 6 purposes of the embedded systems. Those are collection of the data collection, storage or representation of the data communication, data or signal processing, monitoring of the data or controlling of the data, or application-specific user interfaces. These are all the different purposes of the embedded systems which are used to design. So in the next class, we are going to discuss about the next topic of this unit.